It was a range-bound trading session. The Nifty, in fact, gave up the 10,900 odd mark. The Sensex ended above the flat line. Amongst the broader markets, we had banks. They saw gains of around 0.3% in yesterday's trading session, while the mid-caps sulked in trade to end at around, with a gain or with a cut of around 0.1%. Now, this morning, the Asian markets, they were trading in the green. They have come off the high point of the day, though. So let's pull up the SGX Nifty. It's still indicating a bit of a green tick, a gain of around 20 to around 25 points to kickstart trade. Remember, Brent crude prices as well, holding at around the $61 per barrel mark. Well, Ekta is with us in the studio. She's joining in to run us through all the cues and how they are stacked up for us. Hey, Ekta, good morning.
Hi, Nigel. Morning. Well, you pretty much summed it up, but I'll just take you through what happened in trade yesterday. So the Nifty ended absolutely flat. We had the Bank Nifty, which ended higher. The mid-caps gave up gains. The MSCI Asia ex Japan, if you look at it on a week-to-date basis, it's up around 0.5%. MSCI India is up around 0.3%. So you can see that it's pretty much a 0.5% move, which we've seen globally as well, as of yesterday's close, so not at current reckoning. The FIIs net sold around 90 odd crores yesterday. DIIs net bought around 304 crores. FIIs have been quite patchy, but DIIs, as you've seen last year, there's been more of a mitigation every time the FIIs net sell. So the rupee weakened on a day-on-day basis, and we had the yield which ended at around 7.57% as well. In terms of the cues to watch out for today, the big cue is that, yes, the US markets closed higher, so that was a positive. With regards to the Brexit, so Theresa May managed to maintain her government in terms of the Brexit vote yesterday, so that was a positive. Asia is give up a lot of its gains, so currently it's just about trading in the red at this point in time, but the SGX is still indicating that it's going to be a positive start. Let's see whether that manages to maintain as well, because we have Brent crude, which has spiked up around 1% overnight, so $61 per barrel currently for Brent crude. It's come off the day high that we saw yesterday, but nonetheless 61.04 is where it's at. So in terms of levels to watch out for, I'd watch out for the fact that we've not been able to sustain 10,900 quite decisively for the markets. So yesterday the intraday high was 10,928. Whether we managed to surpass that level, currently we're pretty much above the 20, 50, 100 as well as the 200-day moving average. Maybe the 100-day moving average would be a good support to watch out for on the downside. In terms of cues to watch out for, the Bank Nifty options expiry, plus it is a very heavy earnings day today. Reliance Industries, that'll be out post markets, but any sort of move ahead of that, we've already seen a lot of strength in that particular stock ahead of it. HUL, which will release its numbers. Federal Bank, which is interesting considering the fall that we had seen just a couple of days ago. L&T Tech Services, AU Small Finance Bank, Cient, Mastec, Rallis, all of these stocks will be coming out with numbers today. In terms of earnings tomorrow as well, we have Wipro, then we have HDFC Bank on Saturday. So a lot of these moves will be important in terms of stocks also. In separate news, the government has notified changes to Section 56 to deal with angel tax concerns. RBI has announced a new ECB framework as well. So those pieces of news will be important to track separately today.
All right, Ekta. Also tell us what are the stocks that you're watching out for today?
Well, I'll be obviously watching out for a couple of earning reactions. So we have Mindtree, Motilal Oswal, 5 Paise, all of these stocks which will be reacting to numbers. So we have Mindtree, where the net profit was around 191.2 crores versus our poll of 190 crores. So that was pretty much in line. We have Motilal, which was quite a disappointment. So the revenue, for example, was down 20% on a year-on-year basis. I'd want to watch out for, their housing finance operations and how exactly that did. Separately, we have 5 Paise, which was a consolidated loss, which reduced to 3.5 crores versus a loss of 6.7 crores. Fortis Health has completed an acquisition of Indian assets of RHT Health Trust. So that was pretty much news which was factored in yesterday itself. And we have Jet, where the resolution plan, as per the management when they clarified, is under discussion amongst shareholders. There are various options which are going to be considered. Sources have told CNBC TV18 as of last evening, the bankers consortium have broadly agreed on debt restructuring. And something like an HUL, which will be in focus, where, the Delhi High Court has stayed the demand raised by the NAA on HUL for profiteering. So HUL is in focus ahead of numbers also.
Okay, all right, Ekta. Thanks so much for that.